Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Voiceovers Podcast. I'm King Runner Glowing Mind.
24K Logan.
And today we're reviewing The Idol episode 3, titled Daybreak.
So, since this is your show, I want you to be the first to give your opinions.
Bro, the show is getting good. Despite of how much criticism it's gotten last week, it's getting good. And I want to get straight into it. So, the Weeknd, a few days ago, he talked about how everybody's been talking about his character Tedros, and he wanted people to know that the guy was a jerk off the rip, you know. And then some people were like, well, you're just saying that because the shows and everything's been criticized. But in this episode, we are seeing how this man's being a manipulator, controlling, and he's smart while he does it. He's not like, he's obviously flat out doing it, but the way how he does it, he's playing mind games and stuff, you know. That's the part that people weren't looking at, you know. But now you're seeing it in the flesh right now, so you can't hate on the show. This has been the best episode by far.
I would say yes, this has been the best episode. I definitely think this has been the best episode. And as far as the Weeknd's comments about his character Tedros, I noticed early on what he was trying to do. He was being the bad guy that was pretending to be good, but deep down inside be evil or be the bad guy. That was something I noticed from the jump. I do think that he is doing a good job with his character overall, because it's gotten to a point where you do hate him. But again, the people who didn't understand that from the beginning, that he was a bad guy, they were so caught up in, oh, this is the Weeknd, it's the Weeknd. No. The Weeknd is real life. Tedros is fiction.
Yeah.
People weren't paying attention to that, or they weren't understanding that. And now that's why he's getting the backlash that he's getting. Plus some of the choices that they have made for his character with the things that he's done.
Let's get into the whole mind manipulator thing. Like, because you pointed out how the clothes that he chose for her were revealing outfits are only eye appealing to him.
Every time that the guy in the store would recommend a dress or any type of outfit,
covering up formal,
he purposely denied it so that Jocelyn could wear something that was provocative, overly sexual.
Yeah, and then we threatened him. He got this man's face like,
dude,
yeah, look at her again. I dare you.
Whoever wrote that in there, y'all made the Weeknd look so non-intimidating.
I will allow it. I mean, I see what he was doing, but it made more intimidating if he had like dudes.
Maybe they were trying to be funny. I didn't think about that.
I ain't gonna cap. Like if he had like some bodyguards with him or like some goons with him, I really been like, oh yeah. I'm thinking he about to choke this
sounding,
man.
Bro. Like,
when he slapped her nutritionist, I was like, dang.
That wasn't really that surprising for me.
Yeah, but I'm like, so you just gonna let this man slap you and be the reason why you get fired in the same length?
What do you think about the supporting characters in this episode? Because I feel like the supporting characters didn't really have that much of a say so. Nikki did though.
Yeah. Well, because we did seen her at the club with Jeannie, Diane character.
Exactly.
So, so we can tell that they're working around the bush while he's still controlling Jocelyn in a way.
Yep.
But the supporting cast, they're Tedros is really taking over the mansion, but they're with him. They're his following, his cult, or whatever you want to call it. And notice how the guy had mentioned Isaac. He mentioned the whatever Tedros says goes, or like he doesn't like hearing no. Like I felt at first, I was like, well, what do you mean no? To you can't say no. But when you realize it, you like, oh, this man, whatever this man says goes. He's the boss. He's everything around here. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So let's talk about Destiny and Chaim.
Okay.
That man was ready to shoot. He had the gun ready and everything. And
he should. The scene where was that him and Destiny when they were
in front of the Royce?
Yeah,
they were at the mansion while they were shopping. So they trying to figure out what's going on, or
because they felt that Tedros and Jocelyn was up to no good.
Yeah,
and they were.
Yeah, and they found out about the shopping. You seen the look on their faces with it, and you was like, and you can tell they still care about him, or about her. I'm sorry. You can tell they still care about Jocelyn.
The only ones that care about her.
Yeah. And when they was talking and they realized he had Mike Dean coming in and all that, they knew this guy had pulls or strings or whatever, but they still are trying to figure out a way how to get rid of him, or not get rid of him, but
For me, when it comes down to the things that might be hard for the viewers to get through, or scenes that may bother them, I'm referring to sex scenes and things like that.
Yeah, because apparently a lot of people don't like
other
it.
shows.
Yeah, in other shows
seen that's just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah,
people being held in bondage. People being forced against their will.
Okay.
Y'all understand?
We see what you're talking about, but
I'm not condoning what they're doing in The Idol, but there are other shows that have lasted for way more seasons that's had things in the show that's just as bad, if not worse. So it's like, y'all have to a certain degree, you have to understand what Sam Levinson is doing, but also I will say that once again, I feel that Sam Levinson is going overboard with certain things in the show. But I'm not trying to be too biased or be so caught up in my own personal feelings and whatnot.
Yeah, but I feel like the show is exposing the dark side of Hollywood. People aren't realizing that. I see a few comments. You have to scroll deep just to see what I'm talking about. But a few comments understand the show. A lot of others don't. They call it mid or bad or whatever.
I think there's a fine line between showing the dark side of Hollywood and the music industry and then just going completely overboard.
Yeah.
There has to be some balance with it.
Yeah.
Which I think in a way is starting to come together a little bit more.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of things in the show that's just like,
yeah. And you talk about being uncomfortable. Let's talk about the brush scene. So wait.
Weird.
Yeah, all right, let's have a build up to this. So Tedros, he basically forced Jocelyn Tedros basically forced Jocelyn and was like, tell me about your story, whatever. And she confessed that her mom, she confessed that her mom was actually abusive towards her with the show business. So basically he asked her to get the brush or whatever, and we were confused when he did. He basically reminded her of the abuse that she took as a child. Exactly. And like I said, the whole manipulator part, or how evil this dude really is, we are seeing this live in the flesh.
Yep. But people didn't notice it at the beginning like we did because
I was like, what did he just do with this brush? I was scared. I was like, please don't tell me he did what I thought
he did. Exactly what I predicted. Eventually, I thought that he did something else. But remember when they first had mentioned the brush, I'm like, he's going to do something that's
traumatizing. Yeah. He basically reminded her how she got abused and what she got abused with. That's some insane level of manipulation. But someone had mentioned, there was a post, I don't know if this is 1000% confirmed, but they were saying there might not be a season 2. I feel like maybe whoever knows how the season ends, maybe we'll see.
We haven't seen too many shows that have been canceled this early as far as a season 2 renewal or a new season renewal. Yeah. But if the ratings were to miraculously go up,
the ratings can't be that bad in this one.
And I think the viewers are still there because it's a lot of
controversy. I think it just hit like this got more viewers than Euphoria did when it was out.
Exactly.
Like 3.3 million people watched the last episode. I'm like, okay, y'all love the show this much, y'all can't,
If the season ends strong, I think there is a chance that they could bring back bring the show back for season 2.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's a big chance at the moment.
Yeah.
But again, we have seen shows that have had plenty of scenes that are just as bad, if not worse than this. And they lasted for almost 10 years with some of these shows. And
a lot of
there's shows on right now where you have multiple, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, what are your predictions for episode 4?
Okay. I don't know if they even have a description of it, but just off of that trailer, I can see Chaim and Destiny are still trying to, get Jocelyn to snap out of it. But I feel like Tedros has already taken over the house. I feel like he's going to go even further, whatever that could mean, But how this season could end, because like I said, if it ends perfectly, we can actually get a season 2. I don't want the Weeknd to get killed.
I don't think that's going to happen. The ratings will go down if he's not there. Yeah. As much as people are hating his character,
he's making the show. Exactly. I mean, Lily Rose Depp's making the show and Jeannie, but
exactly.
But his character, the whole manipulation thing, maybe it can be executed in the 6 episodes. Who knows? But I really want to see.
He is the purpose of the show when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because that too. But again, they're showing a dark side of Hollywood, how some of these club promoters, these producers and whatnot, how dirty they can be behind the scenes, and he's the perfect example of that.
And there was also a mention when what was it? So he was talking to her. I'll leave his name right here. I forgot what his name was, but her cameraman or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he had pointed out, Tedros had pointed out how you didn't say anything because you were still getting paid. And I was like, dang, that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people won't say nothing when they're getting paid.
Yep.
So dark side of Hollywood, you know. So this show is good. People might not like it, but this is a great show we got.
It's kind of a statement show for Sam Levinson. Yeah. Like I said, I believe that Sam Levinson has gotten his point across, and for him, he might not be looking at this as a failure if they don't bring it back for season 2, because he's like, I was able to portray this dark side of Hollywood, but on the other side, he overdid a lot of things. He's overdid a lot of things.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I'll admit some things were like, wow, but man, I ain't gonna say worse has probably happened in real life. Let's just be real.
Agree.
So
this might just be scratching the surface, and if this is just scratching the surface, then
man, we in for one. All right, we're gonna wrap it there. Thanks for all the support lately. Leave a like, please. Please subscribe if you're new.
And speaking of The Weeknd, we do have a ranking of his albums coming out soon, as well as a ranking of our personal top 10 favorite songs. So y'all stay tuned for that. We appreciate y'all, and peace and love.